While I was 9 years old, I fell off my bike and scraped both knees badly. I remember lying on the pavement, crying, and nobody came. Not because my parents were bad people. They were just absent, emotionally checked out. And I learned very quickly to stop crying, to stop needing, to just get up and handle it myself. I thought that made me strong. It took me until my 30s to realize it made me sick. Here's what I want to ask you. Do you ever feel like your body is always bracing for something? Like you can never fully relax, even when life is fine? Or maybe you feel almost nothing, just numb, going through the motions? If yes, stay with me. Because in this video, I'm going to show you 5 ways that growing up without love physically changes your body, and why those changes are probably still affecting you today. A study that followed over 17,000 people across their entire lives found that emotional neglect in childhood was one of the strongest predictors of chronic illness, anxiety, and broken relationships in adulthood. Not just emotionally, physically. And here's the part that blew my mind when I first learned it. You don't need to have had a horrible, dramatic childhood for this to apply to you. No abuse, no big traumatic event, just a quiet, everyday absence of warmth. No one asking how you felt. No one holding you when you were scared. Just silence. That silence did something to your body. And by the end of this video, you're finally going to understand what. 1. Your body never learned how to calm down. For years, I thought I was just an anxious person. I'd wake up at 3 a.m. with my heart pounding for no reason. I'd feel dread on Sunday evenings, even when Monday was completely fine. I just assumed that was me. But it wasn't me. It was my nervous system. When you grow up without a loving, consistent caregiver, your brain's stress system, the part that decides whether you're safe or in danger, never gets properly trained. Normally, a parent soothes a scared child, and the child's brain learns. Danger passes, calm comes back. But if no one ever soothes you, your brain just stays in alarm mode. So as an adult, you wake up at 3 a.m. for no reason. You feel dread on normal days. You react to small things like they're emergencies. Your body is still waiting for a comfort that never came. Now, what scientists found when they looked inside the brains of people who grew up this way honestly shocked me. There was a physical difference, something you could actually see on a scan. I'll come back to that in a second. But first, have you ever been in a situation where you should have felt something and just didn't? Like someone told you bad news and you went completely flat? Or you achieved something great and felt absolutely nothing? I used to think I was broken. Turns out, there's a very specific reason for that. 2. Part of your brain actually didn't grow the way it should have. Here's the part that stunned researchers. Brain scans of adults who experienced emotional neglect as children showed that 2 key regions, the prefrontal cortex and the hippocampus, were physically smaller than in people who grew up with consistent emotional warmth. These are the parts of your brain that handle feelings, memory, and making decisions under stress. When they don't develop fully, you struggle to name what you're feeling. You go numb. You make choices that hurt you and don't understand why. This isn't a character flaw. This is biology. Your brain was shaped by what it grew up inside. And now I need to tell you something that took me a long time to accept. Because this next one, Effect 3, completely changed how I understood years of mysterious physical symptoms I'd been carrying around. I spent most of my 20s with constant stomach problems, weird skin flare-ups, and a fatigue that no doctor could explain. Every test came back normal. I was told it was just stress. They weren't wrong, but they didn't know what kind of stress or how far back it went. 3. Your body has been quietly fighting itself. When your stress system runs hot for years, starting in childhood, it does real physical damage. It suppresses your immune system. It triggers chronic inflammation. It disrupts your gut, your skin, your joints. Adults who grew up without emotional warmth are significantly more likely to develop autoimmune conditions, digestive disorders, and chronic pain that medicine struggles to explain. Your body was keeping a record of every moment no one showed up, and it wrote it in your cells. That's the fear. This has been happening for years without you knowing why. Here's the hope. Your body has been trying to tell you. The symptoms were never random. They were messages. The urgency. The longer the nervous system stays stuck in survival mode, the harder it becomes to unwind. But it's never too late to start. The relief, there's a reason. And a reason means there's a way through. 4. Love started to feel dangerous. I remember a relationship in my late 20s where the guy was genuinely kind, patient, consistent, and I absolutely destroyed it. The closer he got, the more I panicked. I picked fights. I pulled away. Eventually, I pushed him out completely, and then cried for weeks wondering what was wrong with me. Nothing was wrong with me. My nervous system had learned, as a child, that closeness was unpredictable and unsafe. So when real warmth finally showed up, my body treated it like a threat. This is called disorganized attachment, and it shows up in your relationships, your friendships, even how you treat yourself. 5. You stop being able to hear your own body. When a child's needs are consistently ignored, they learn something devastating. My signals don't matter. So they stop sending them. As an adult, that looks like not noticing you're exhausted until you crash, not realizing you're hungry until you're shaking, not knowing you're heartbroken until it comes out as rage. You learned so early that your inner world wasn't worth responding to that you stopped listening to yourself altogether. So here's what we've covered. 5 ways that growing up without love physically changes you. A nervous system stuck in permanent alert, parts of your brain that didn't fully develop, a body fighting chronic inflammation and illness, a deep fear of closeness, and a disconnection from your own inner signals. None of this means you're damaged beyond repair. Every single one of these things can shift with the right support and the right understanding. Here's what I want you to imagine. Picture yourself a year from now, waking up in the morning and your first feeling isn't dread. It's just, okay. Picture being close to someone and not immediately looking for the exit. Picture feeling something, knowing what it is, and deciding what to do with it, like your feelings are finally yours again. That's not a fantasy. That's what happens when a nervous system finally starts to feel safe. If this video described you in any way, drop a 5 in the comments right now. I read them, and it helps me know this is reaching the people who need it. You learn to survive without love. Now it's time to learn how to live with it.